Good afternoon, and we are back with another episode of Moore's Monday Minutes. First, I'd like to apologize. I didn't get one out last week. We had a lot going on. We had the board meeting, and then we're prepping for teachers and all the things. So I definitely wanted to come with a real hefty one today. So there's a lot to talk about. Just a real quick update. If you've been driving by right here at 5th and Fleming, they are getting after it with the transportation building and the maintenance. They are starting to lay the forms. It won't be long, and we'll be bringing in concrete. Same thing with the cafeteria. They've done all the clean and prep on the inside. And if you've been dropping kids off for cross country or football, you've seen they've laid the forms out with all of that to prep those bathrooms. Demo for the elementary. Okay, so we had, if you notice, there was kind of a pause. We had a little lull. Things that you discover during demo. So one of the things we had was when they started taking down that gym. I don't know if you remember, in one of the videos I explained that the hallway next to the cafeteria, between the cafeteria and the gym, we're keeping, and there were two walls, and they were firewalls, and so we have one that we're keeping and then one that's connected to the gym that we were demolishing. So we start demoing the gym, and they realize there is a crawl space underneath the kitchen and that those walls might be vital. So we had to bring engineers back out, review plans, and what they had to do was they had to bring in concrete and kind of build a support wall underneath in that crawl space, and then they were able to get back after it, and they've started taking down the gym. Things that I need to make sure people know before Wednesday. So I did a separate video, so I'm not going to go into all the details. Please make sure you watch and pay attention regarding drop off and pickup. Biggest thing is, if you are dropping off over by the Hornet Gym, that is going for secondary and breakfast. If you have an elementary student that doesn't eat breakfast, please don't drop them off there. They're going to have to stay in that breakfast area until we start walking them to the portables. If you have a kid in elementary that's just getting dropped off, go through the same way, 3rd to Juanita, and you can drop them off. Please know that if you're doing anything where you have secondary and elementary, your options for both drop off and pickup are, you can do separate lines or you can do the elementary line. We are not going to have elementary kids walk over to the Hornet Gym side to catch a ride. They're gonna have to stay over there so that they can be monitored. We just don't have enough people to be on duty for that. Your secondary student is more than welcome to go over there and catch the ride in the elementary line. Same for drop off. If you want to drop them all off there, that's fine too. They know where to go. I need you to understand, I know it's going to be all new and different, and we're going to have to work out kinks. But please understand that all the things that we're putting in place is really because it's the student safety first. That's our priority. So when we're talking, and it might be an inconvenience, but when I'm saying, hey, don't be going towards Broadway and drop your kid off at the Hornet Gym, we don't want them to have to cross. We don't have enough manpower to stop traffic and make sure they get across, and we want kids to be safe. So please make sure that you're headed towards 5th and they just get out on the passenger side. The other thing, of course, while we're on the topic, you know that when I said breakfast area, everybody's eating in the foyer of the Estes Gym. So I went over that a little bit. Cafeterias being really flexible. Those women are wonderful. We have worked out little kinks of cooking food in the kitchen and getting it over to the concession stand. What I do ask you is, please refrain from coming and having lunch with your student for the first 6 weeks. I definitely want us to work out any kinks. We're not even sure if we're going to have an extra table in there to have that. So I just ask you to please, you are more than welcome to drop off lunches with the secretaries for your kids, but please don't come eat with them yet. We're just trying to get all the kinks worked out. before I get to the exciting stuff, I'm going to do the not so fun stuff. So you do know, we put it out there about the cell phones. All of this information that I'm sharing in this video, we're going to repeat it in the parent meeting tonight. But please understand, I know some kids are upset. I know that there's petition boards. This is from legislature this year. This is a state mandate. This is not a choice that we have put into place. The state has decided to remove phones from schools, so they don't want them being used. We've put our consequences out there. We are definitely hoping that you have conversations with your students about this. But we are still also going to have assemblies when they first come back, and we'll be discussing this with kids also and going over all those consequences and how it looks and how it plays out. Now to the fun stuff. So today's a really big day for us. I'm super excited. There is going to be lots of purple and lots of spirit. We are doing our groundbreaking for the new elementary, and that is going to be at the corner of Juanita and 3rd Street. Y'all know that there's a lot going on. I'm just going to ask that you park where you can. Be flexible, but know that you might have to do some walking. The groundbreaking starts at 5:30. It's going to just be a short 30-minute ceremony, but we did invite the band and cheer out there. It is all for the community, and we want it packed with all the spirit that we can get. Once that's over, we're going to transition. That 4-H is going to be set up on the porch of the library. So they'll have hot dogs and chips and waters for everybody. They'll also have 4-H information out there if you are interested in joining. And then we're going to transition all the parents to the auditorium, and we'll have our parent meeting from 6:10 to 6:30. And at that point, you are free to go to the classrooms. The teachers know to expect you as kind of a come and go. So they'll have handouts, maybe some sign-up sheets, some QR codes for you to fill out, some information. And you just need to do whatever route is easier for you. So you can go visit your elementary ones. If you have kids in both, you can do secondary first, elementary first. It doesn't matter. From 6:30 to about 7:15, we'll come over the loudspeaker, start making announcements. Hey, we're wrapping it up. We need to start headed towards the field. Then we're doing Meet the Hornets. And so of course, Meet the Hornets is just like how we have been, but it's also, besides Midnight Madness, it's the true debut of our football field. A couple things to note. We have started working on ADA projects in the stands at the football field. Those are not completed. So when you do see the new ramp, and we had the extension, we dropped that down a little bit. They've got to come back later this week, and they're actually going to notch in to the stands additional areas for ADA seating. You'll notice that the track is black. That's because it's not completed. They had to get to a stopping point, so they've completed the track as far as putting it down. They're going to come back after today's event, and they're going to start with the painting. That it is going to be the gray along with the purple exchange zones. So it's not going to look exactly how it's going to look when we're done, but I am super excited to see the field and just have everybody see it. It's, of course, it's purple, and we think it's beautiful. Once Meet the Hornets is over, they will be serving ice cream in the area kind of by the concession stand. I know we typically have done it under the big tree, but we're trying to keep people off the track just because we want to make sure it's good to go when they come back and paint. And so we'll be serving ice cream over by the concession stand area. Just a reminder, all of that is free, from everything from the hot dogs to the ice cream. And so we just hope everybody comes out and enjoys all the festivities before we get ready to come back to school on Wednesday. So I hope you have a great Monday, and I hope to see you later this evening.